My name is Ben Grossmann. I'm a visual effects supervisor on Hugo. As a kid, I really liked those adventure movies like the Indiana Jones series, and I like the James Bond films. And you know, I would see those movies and then I would think, I need to be an archaeologist. And so I would start to get into archaeology, and then as soon as I would figure out that actually archaeology is nothing like Indiana Jones movies, then my interest would go to something else. I'm gonna be a spy or a secret agent. And then I would realize, well, it was the movies that made those things interesting in the first place. So maybe what I want to do is get into movies. So I got into movies and realized movies aren't actually like that either. And that it was actually visual effects in movies that helped make those things, those giant spectacles and those fun adventures. And so that's pretty much how I got to where I am now. What really excites me about my role in filmmaking is that I'm attracted to things that have never been done before or can't be done, and I just love that. And it doesn't have to be visually. It can be a scheduling thing. It's like, you can't do this fast enough. Really? Because that's the only thing I want to do now. And you can't do this cheap enough, or you can't make this look beautiful on this budget. Those are the challenges that I think I really like. It's what gets me up in the morning. Well, actually, it's what keeps me from going to sleep at all. The real secret, I think, to making it successful in the film industry is never use the word no. So many people want to talk about why you can't do something, shouldn't do something, or they won't do something. And the people that I find that are really successful have never used the negative. It's always how you can do something, or how we could find a way to do this, or how, yes, we can make that happen. And I think when you can do that, you find yourselves in situations where other people say, this is impossible, this can't be done, this will never work. And as soon as you hear those words, be attracted to them, because that's your opportunity to really accomplish something exceptional. There was a situation on Hugo, for example, where when Hugo runs up the staircase to the clock tower and he's being chased by the station inspector and the dog, we had a set that had been built, and it was beautiful, and it was well lit, and it was magnificent, and it was in one of the largest stages here at Shepperton. And the challenge was that it wasn't big enough. And so when Marty was looking at it, and he said, we really can't tell this story completely without a wide shot that pulls up from up above. So we realized very quickly that we needed to do this shot completely digitally. So in a matter of a couple of hours, we had built a portion of a staircase set at a motion capture facility. We took a motion capture suit that was designed for a child, and we fitted onto the hero dog, which nobody thought would work, but actually fit quite well. And then we covered it with all the little motion tracking ping pong balls. We did the same thing with Sacha Baron Cohen and a double for Hugo. Motion captured performances up there. And then we laser scanned the actors, heavily photographed them, laser scanned the sets. And then in the film, the movie cuts between all these real shots of all of this and then goes to a completely digital shot with completely digital actors and performance that just fits right into the whole flow of the thing. Of all the films that I've worked on, I think the scenes that I remember the most are the ones that even I started to believe were impossible while I was working on them. I mean, you really remember the accomplishments that you went through to get a shot like that. On Hugo, that shot for us was was at the opening of the film. Maybe second shot in, it starts out tilting down from the sky, reveals the Eiffel Tower, reveals the train station as snow blows into the camera, swoops through the train station, past, passers-by, people getting on and off of trains, through steam and smoke, and a crowded lobby, up into a clock, and ending on a full-frame shot of Hugo staring out at the clock. When we started that, it was pages in a book, and then it was sketches and ideas, and the shot took over a year to accomplish with dozens and dozens of artists working on it. And so you just pour your life into shots like that. For any shot in a movie, industry recognition is huge because it's an artistic endeavor for us. It's not a technical accomplishment or a technical achievement. It's an artistic endeavor, which means that you're never done. Artistic endeavors are never completed. They are only ever abandoned when you run out of time or money. And so you always feel insecure about anything that you've created that's great, because you're like, I'm not done with that yet. And I don't think I've ever really been done with anything. So when you see a magazine article that says, hey, that shot was beautiful, you think, oh, they're just being nice. they're just being kind. They could see that we struggled with it because it was hard. But then when you find yourself here in front of the cameras, or you know, for the BAFTAs or for the Oscars, it's just overwhelming, and you think like, maybe we actually got that one far enough past the finish line. So it is nice to have some affirmation after being super insecure about having to abandon a labor of love.